Well, hello, guys. This is We Hard Weather 3, and we are on in a lucky occurrence. This is actually an expert game between two highly skilled players, and we're on Infinity Isle. So, what else we can ask for? On the right side, we have red allies. This is Dutcharmy. On the left side, this guy, I think he might be Zaar. I checked on the shadow brick, and I couldn't get any kind of information about his name. But I highly believe this is Zaar. But anyway, this time, until we get to confirm, I'm sure somebody else in the comments will help me to identify this player. But until then, we will call him either Yellow or Empire or Imperial. Anyway, now at least we know who the Dutch army is. Now he's sending one javelin to take down the civilian structure very quickly. On the meantime, the engineer is already dispatched. And now burst drones are en route. Okay, there's only one and quickly intercepted. Didn't get minor damage. This will be enough for in case if Dutch army is going to build an airfield. I don't think this burst drone can quickly latch onto the first Apollo or the Vindicator. Now, first refinery is online, nothing too shabby, but from this wall formation, we can easily say an airfield is now going to be built. On the meantime, Empire will definitely rely on an infantry push, and push is going to come with a dojo corps, and handful of the peacekeepers are en route as handful of Imperial warriors. I'm sorry for that. Now, peacekeepers are making a good line to expect their opponents, but well, numbers are way too shallow. I mean, on the meantime, I think the Vindicator is going to join them on the fray, so this dojo corps can be eliminated before needing a help from the javelin. Now Imperial warrior numbers are getting a bit steadily high, but now as long as this dojo core around there, it's not going to be a good call for any kind of attack. Not bad move. Dutcharmy now evenly splitting hit the bombs for the Imperial warriors to get them as low HP as a peacekeeper can one shot each of them. But now preservation said the Dutch army and did not engage by any means and losing the oil derrick. But we will see what is the repercussion going to be. On the meantime, bomb micro bit messed up a little bit. One Imperial warrior get a full share of 2 bombs and of course dies, but I don't think that was what he was planning. Dojo Core is still standing, so I don't know what is the game plan over here. But now, as you can see, only 4 Imperial warriors have only a high HP. The remaining them are very low. Multi-gunner turret now deployed just in time. Wall precarious build, that was very nice. None of the Imperial warriors could actually make pass over here or make contact on the power plant. Actually, they made contact, but that's a very, let's say, overseeable amount of damage. Now, all of these Imperial warriors are now going all around back. Now, as you can realize, so much time has passed. This gives Empire to not go for Tengus, but going actually for tier 2 and getting Striker VXs. But, well, this is Allies' mighty aircraft. So what you need first is actually also, a defender core could be a nice addition as well. There's a one attack dog over here. In the meantime, third refinery is also established as well. I mean, in terms of economy, we can easily say Empire is now in a better shape compared with the Dutch army. The first thing is, Empire lost its Imperial warriors, that's for sure. But in the meantime, Dutcharmy didn't lose any kind of units, that's for sure, but he actually lost on time. And of course, oil there is something else. When you give time for Empire, Empire can actually build a mighty air force, enough to contest you on the airs. And that's unacceptable if you are playing allies, because of 4 indicators. So I think we're going to see double airfield anytime soon enough. A very nice multi-gunner turret, and now all of these Vindicators dropping the bombs, nothing coming out for the Striker VXs, and a terrible loss, I have to say. 1 Vindicator for 2 Striker VXs, and this Striker VX is going to die very soon enough. This Tsunami tank is now forfeit and not going to do anything, gets destroyed. Now the Striker VX is now taking advantage of lack of Apollos around the map. Now this Tengu is diving around with his with fumes coming out of the exhaust. Let's go back to repair, man. That doesn't really worth it. Now Dutcharmy, they're getting the message and gets his Apollo. So by the way, Dutcharmy is a kind of a player that can actually squeeze a 3 worth Apollo of effectiveness from 1 Apollo. So don't underestimate it. Speaking of underestimating, now bombing down ore collector, and that's actually more than enough. and some sizable amount of Tengus, I must confess. Okay, where is the second airfield? Okay, there is a second airfield, but now this airfield is not defended by the walls. I mean, that's the biggest mistake of these airfields, perhaps. Also, there is still Fortress Wall over here, and I think Dutcharmy doesn't really need it. I mean, after all, why wouldn't you go for the Fort Refinery if you could, right? I mean, you already have it here, your third refinery, functioning and online for a very long time. Now, that's an odd and annoying multi-gunner turret placement for any kind of Empire player. I mean, from the looks of Dutcharmy wants to secure this passage of airway as secure as possible. Walls coming up from the Empire. Well, as you can see the exit point over here, and that's the niche detail that I like in this game. The only trouble, as you guys can note, okay, final ammo facility, that's nice, but entirely relying on air is quite risky. Like, in a matter of a mistake, you can lose everything. Ooh, that's a fat amount of Tengus, all of them with the point defense drones. Now, it doesn't really... Ooh, but 5 Apollos are still strong. Now, this is what I really like kind of these games. I mean, look at this Tengu. Do you want to know why he's alive? Because the player controlling it is a quite high skill and knows what he's doing. And it's got it back. Maximum efficiency. Speaking of efficiency, now these Tengus are now attacking this sea expansion point. Good move coming right up. Now Vindicators try to pick 2 Tengus. As long as the point defense runs on, I don't think there will be much difference. Now Refinery is offline. This command hub is going to go offline as well. Unfortunately, these walls are still active, so these peacekeepers can't deal any kind of damage. And command hub is destroyed. Now Guardian tank is on the field, but I don't think these tanks will come around here, joy walking around anytime soon. Almost there. Now walls are destroyed, not that bad, but now these peacekeepers are going to meet with the demise. I mean, getting the shields or something, and that's nice, but it's a long time ago. Now Collector gets destroyed. A good message has been given. Like, if you take my refinery, I take your collector. Now, forcing your opponent to play on 3 refineries is something. But that's not going to be very good if you are not going to play with 4 refinery as well. Now you're on evil. I'm sorry, you're on even level of economy. Now Tengus get to go with dealing damage to these multi-gunner turrets. And, ooh, point defense drones coming right up. And yep, 1 Vindicator goes down in return of 1 Tengu, a trade that at this point should not be considered. Now walls are coming from the Dutcharmy in an interesting event. Ooh, but that's very risky. You know that he has Apollos. And Apollo, okay, Tengus have arrived. That's not bad. On the meantime, these reactors are actually taking lots of damage on these all of the Guardian tanks. If this Guardian tank gets destroyed, then these Tengus can actually go land and destroy everything. But now the numbers of the Tengus are getting lower a bit. I mean, 2 Apollos are there, and they are actually running. This should be on the opposite. The Tengus should be there on the tail, and the Apollos should be able to get them and count them. On the meantime, Guardian tank numbers are now dwindling. There are only 2 Guardian tanks left. This IFB is doing the very best on to destroy everything that can Dutcharmy, I'm sorry, Empire can throw them. On the meantime, Allies still on the retreating side. And that's interesting because Allies usually have the advantage over the Empire, but now we can't really say the same. Target Painter is used, but doesn't really matter. Point Defense and the Nano Deflectors working very well. On the meantime, more Guardian tanks are getting on the field, but they're quite confused because they get to see and try to contact with the Tsunami tanks, but they can't go and extend along. Cryoblast has been used. Only Tengu gets caught. Doesn't really matter. VX is online, but this VX should not die. Come on, that was... Oh, no. Oh, come on. This Javelin saves the day for real. But now, I mean, this is the time for going back. I'm unsure if a high amount of damage is being used. Ooh, that's a very low HP Guardian thing. little bit destroyed. But anyway, I mean, that was quite insane combat. And I really thought Dutcharmy is going to let go. But he held his ground very well thanks to this super secret preserved javelin over there, getting a star rank, taking down the star rank striker VX. Otherwise, things could go very south for the Dutch army, I have to say. The problem is, Dutch army should definitely get to build his air force as well. This can't really last very long. Because right now, Empire can go very aggressive. Speaking of being aggressive, now Prospector gets the fair share of this aggressiveness, trying to deploy on the commander, but I mean, response time is not very quick. I think so. Point defense drones once again online. Okay, so you're not getting down the command hub. Now Tengus are running away. There's only one Apollo to chase them down, but I mean, that's a retreat that very considerable. Now 2 Apollos, 3 Apollos. Now IFB is also joining the fray, sending some rockets, but this is the kind of a dogfight I really like to see. Like, they are trying to get an opening, try to see if my opponent is going to make a mistake, so I can profit on it. And at this point, our Empire does not even go MCV style. This must be like Zaar or maybe the Pop Coming, also known as Sheriff. And this is a high-level Empire play. I don't think anyone else can play Empire like this currently at the moment. Now, the Dutcharmy is going for the aggressive and offensive, try to breach the walls, but well, he is lacking some firepower. At this point, maybe investing in this observation post could be... Oh, that's a great damage. An insane blow. A decisive blow for the refinery. I mean, you get my fort expansion, I get your fort expansion, but even before you deploy it. But now... this prospector, I don't know what this prospector is doing actually here. Is it bugged? Okay, no, he's not bugged. Even if it's... Okay, so I think there are... a bit mismatch, I guess. This was the target. Ooh, target painted one, but the vindicators dropped on different section of the bombs. Dropped the bombs on a different stomach tank. I'm sorry. Now massive Tengu cloud once again flying around, but these are so many Apollos. I think. Yeah, Dutcharmy wants to engage. That's for sure. Tengus are just chilling on the seas, and Empire tries to get an opening. Cryo shot has been used, and once again, one refinery goes down actually. Now Tengus are trying to down, but they are being trapped with striker VXs. One Apollo goes down, the other ones are very low HP. Okay, there's not only one with one Apollo with low HP. Now Stomach Tank engaging on the Riptide, but it's a bit disappointing for a Stomach Tank losing a 1-to-1 against a Riptide. Now Apollos are going to engage. One Apollo goes down, second Apollo doesn't go down, but doesn't really matter. Now Refinery is under threat, doesn't really matter as well because Emperor's Rage online, and Riptide gets shredded immediately. Now this Refinery is going to be forfeit. This will be a good moment for using Crab Blast if you hadn't used it over here, but now yep, Tengus are flying over. Is this level 1 or level 2? I guess it's level 2.
Generator core ready.
Yep, this is level 2 Emperor's Rage. Now imagine it's used on an air fight. Okay, I like this. Dutcharmy is now trying to launch an offensive. I think he realizes that the longer this game gets, he's not going to have any kind of advantage over his opponent. So he is getting a composite army, and this is nice because Dutcharmy is a capable player that can micro these tanks. So if your opponent gets tanks and wishes to crush your infantry, they're going to meet with a very bad news. It's going to be microplay of the Dutcharmy. But now most of the army is directed for the land. I think Dutcharmy really wants to force the game on the land instead of going on the air. This is the reason why there are some Stomach Tanks coupled with some javelins. And of course, I have peace, because on the land, this army can destroy this army without any kind of doubt. Now, with enough sufficient firepower, the walls are being breached. Sneaky. Ooh. Okay, this is sneaky. Very, very sneaky. Imperial docks are being built over here, and the Chami, you get... Okay, you have spent good amount of time for being sneaky, but you got to check your own refinery as well. Speaking of sneaky, is this ever reached over here? I think he will build a faulty refinery over here. I think he is going to meet the bad news in a very different fashion. For some reason, Dutcharmy has moved his land army over the shores, but I don't know. Wave Force Artillery. So we are tier 3, and Dutcharmy unfortunately is still lingering on tier 2. The problem is, all of these walls can be destroyed in one hit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not too bad. You get to destroy it before he deploys the multi-gunner turret. Now, is it going to happen? Yes, it's not going to happen. Then there's a Vindicator, so it doesn't really matter, because I think that Dutcharmy intends to use a Cryoblast and then take down a refinery. On the meantime, no, it's actually being used over here. King Oni gets shrunk. You get to run this King Oni as quickly as possible in the midst of all of these slimy tanks. What are you doing? It's now on the front line. Move your slimy tank. Oh, come on! Oh. Uh-oh.
Dare to defy me?
Alright, Tengus have arrived finally, so there will be no more cryocopter trouble anymore. But there are so many anti-air over here, so I'm unsure what to do with all of them. Now, all of the Tengus decided to go on the land. Now, there is no anti-air, there is no VX, so I don't know if it's a paying off move that is paying well. The Striker VX, all that is remaining. This MCV is taking lots of amount of damage, already gets destroyed. I mean, I wonder if the Emperor's Rage is on cooldown, but it doesn't really matter. All of these units are clumped terribly. Like, this King Oni is going to have the best time of his life and destroying some infantry and some Guardian tanks. Ooh. The best thing is, I mean, even though attacking all of these polos, they are fighting under the Striker VX, so a decent trade maybe? I mean, half of the polos are gone. But, well, that's a big trouble. I mean, all of the infantry were surviving, so infantry clumped all over here well and did the wonders. Even though you can always go for tier 3, you can't just ignore the cryo potential of the allies. And that's what we see in this game. I mean, Dutcharmy just got 2 cryocopters and actually shrunk the most important targets, and that was it. His army prevailed. So congratulations for both our players, and GG for the Dutcharmy. And I think better luck next time for the Zaar. I think it's Zaar. Yep. So guys, if you liked the game or the casting, feel free to leave a comment or leave a like. These help me a lot, and also consider subscribing. We are going to reach 100 quirks, hopefully soon enough. And in this case, well, I will be happy, and I will be sending more, doing more casts and upload them more, and you get to be happy. This is going to be a win-win situation. But anyway, until then, guys, take care.